Welcome to the Labour Force. I am Bongeni Mutwa. The crucial Eskom wage negotiations are teetering on the brink of collapse. Unions have suspended the talks with management and are insisting that Eskom Chief Executive Officer Andre de Ruyter must come and address them. Eskom, on the other hand, is resisting the move, saying the CEO is not part of the company's negotiating team. A delegation of top leaders, NUMSA and Solidarity leaders as well, met with Eskom Board Chairperson Professor Malegapuru Makgoba this morning to discuss a way out of the impasse. The negotiations have failed to get off the ground since they began 2 days ago. Eskom is rejecting all union demands and refuses to table a wage offer until the unions lower their demands. The power utility says the demands are unreasonable and simply unaffordable.
Things like increasing medical aid contributions by the employer to 80%. Some are demanding a doubling of the housing allowance or the vehicle allowance. They are demanding an expansion of the leave system, the family responsibility leave, to include people beyond the employee's immediate family. People are demanding all sorts of things that include or that increase already the previously agreed maternity benefits and stuff like that. All of these costs, if Eskom were to agree to it today, this would add another 30% to the 33 billion rand in employee benefits per annum that Eskom is currently settled with.
Well, for more, I'm joined by Mr. William Mabapa, the Acting General Secretary of the National Union of Mineworkers, which is the majority union at Eskom. Mr. Mabapa, it's the first time you join us on the show. Welcome and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Could you please just move your head a little bit? You're cutting your face off. We can only see your ear at the moment. Just move back a little bit from the screen, if you don't mind. There we go. That's better. Mr. Mabapa, tell us what transpired in your meeting with the Eskom Board Chairperson this morning.
No, I think the meeting with the Chairperson of the board was to discuss with the Chairperson that we feel undermined as Labour, because on the 15th of April, when we go and motivate our demands, we precisely requested that Eskom must arrange with the CEO to come and present the strategic document as to how Eskom is going to be turned around. We are all mindful that that is not a healthy company. So, but for us to engage meaningfully on the wage negotiations, we want to see the turnaround strategy. And the reason why we want the turnaround strategy, it is because we strongly believe that that company is mismanaged. We wanted them to present the turnaround strategy, and we wanted to make our submission on the turnaround strategy to show areas that they are deliberately collapsing Eskom.
Now,
so we wanted to highlight to
Professor
them that
Makgoba agree that the CEO, Mr. de Ruyter, is going to come and address you on that turnaround strategy?
I was so disappointed. I've never expected a chairman of a company to be seen, managed and controlled by the management of the company. So the observation that we are making as Labour is that he's controlled. And it is something that we need to engage going forward. That our understanding is that the board is responsible to make sure that the company succeeds.
Now,
not that
as
the
things
board
stand, you have decided that you will not be going back to the negotiating table until Mr. de Ruyter comes and addresses you on the turnaround strategy. Does that still stand, that position?
Yeah, I think the reason why the wages are now on hold it is because we gave him an opportunity to go back and decide as to, between himself as the chairperson of Eskom board and the CEO of Eskom, between the two, who's going to address us and present the strategic turnaround strategic document. So we are not going to allow any junior to come and address us, because the junior doesn't have the power. If we say to him, this one can't work, this one is weak, the junior doesn't have the power to change that area and take our input. So we gave him time to go. He's promising that he's going to come back to us, and we believe that, yes, he will come back to us, and then he will confirm as to who, himself, between himself and the Ruyter, who is going to come and address us and present this turnaround strategy.
Now, coming
And then,
back to your demands,
immediately they
coming back
present
to your
that.
demands, Eskom is saying that they are in financial dire straits. You yourselves agree that that is the case. How then do you justify demands of 15% wage hike when the inflation rate is down around 3%? You want housing allowances to be doubled from 3,500 to 7,000 rands?
I think I'm disappointed by yourself first, because I think that wherever you are, if somebody tells you about Eskom, you must have been clear that Eskom buy an IPP by 3 rand something, and then Eskom sell a megawatt by 2 rand. Now yourselves can ask Eskom and say, Eskom, you are saying you don't have the money, but you are running a company at a loss. You are even budgeting to run the company at a loss to accommodate something that does not give you any profit. Now they tell you, because you see 15%, you rush, you come to us, you ask us that where do we think Eskom is deliberately being run down. One of the areas that is going to run down
Unfortunately, Mr.
Eskom
Mabapa,
is
I'm
those
afraid
issues. And those
I'm
are
going
the
to have
issues
to
that,
stop you there
those
because
are
we have
the
run
issues
out of
that you are
time.
saying, where
And
do you get the money to pay the IPP? Wherever the money, let me tell you, go and look
Mr.
at the
Mabapa, I'm
finance
afraid
of
we're going to
Eskom.
have to stop there because we have run out of time. But thank you very much for making the time. And we're going to be seeing you again, hopefully there the talks, if you do resume the talks. And we'll talk further about your demands. Well, that's where we leave it for today. Up next, The Alternative Investor with Nastasia Arendse. Stay with us.